Welcome to another episode of Conversational Gems. I'm Kritika Devi, product marketer from Zoho SalesIQ. And for this episode, we have with us Shri Vignesh, formerly known as Vicky, product manager from Zoho Cliq, our very own business communication app. So it's great having you here. How are you feeling, Vicky?
Great, thank you.
Okay. So to kick things off, tell us a bit about yourself and what inspired you to become a product manager.
So I've been with Zoho for around six and a half years now. To start with, the kind of person I have always wanted to have improvements in the products I use, be it not just software but also in the products that we use every day. Probably why this cup is like this, why this TV is like this, why how could the software be done differently, and these kind of things. So that is the kind of person that I've always been. Now, how I entered into IT itself is pretty different. It was through accident. I come from a mechanical background.
Okay.
So I entered into it through accident and I was hired to be a developer. But eventually I found out that such a role existed, and the very fact that I could impact how users use a tool more directly through product management enabled me to make the transition.
Right, okay, that's inspiring. I actually come from civil engineering, so
Great.
accidentally. Yeah. Okay, so from what I can understand from your answer, I'm sure product management must be very fascinating. But I think there would be a lot of challenges that you would come across in this role also, right?
Definitely in every role.
Right.
But a lot more in product management. Yes.
Okay, true. So what do you think is the most important challenge that you face in your role, and how do you overcome them?
Okay, the key thing is that you have multiple stakeholders to manage, especially in product management. And when you say stakeholders, if I have to nitpick some, it all starts with the customer. The customer is a major stakeholder. You have your internal teams, you have developers, you have designers, you have marketeers. These are all the people that you should keep on board. So the very fact that you need to manage all their needs in addition to keeping the business goals in mind. You also have the top management, they set the business goals for you. So keeping them all in the loop, satisfying each of them, and also ensuring that the product mission is satisfied is a key thing that I see as a challenge. Now how do I manage that is through clear and proper communication. I tend to clearly convey that these are the things that we are going to do, and this is the reason why we are going to do these things. Now, critical thinking, clarity in thinking, and properly communicating it to each of the stakeholder involved is how I overcome these challenges.
So AI seems to be the talk of the town, and a lot of product managers want to leverage AI. And what is your view on AI and its machine learning integration in product development?
Okay. First things first, AI is going to rule the world. It is gaining a lot more traction these days, definitely, and we are also on board with it. So there are few things that we wanted to focus upon with respect to AI within our product. The first thing is about using AI in places where it causes a real impact. We just don't want to have AI in our landing page or any other blog or something. We want to use AI only in places where it causes impact. The second thing is we want people to mix and match between the models that they would prefer. We don't want them to bring people just into our ecosystem. We want to provide them options on swapping between multiple solutions out there in the market. The third thing is we want to ensure that privacy is still at the focus. Being a business service, ensuring that your data is safe and secure is paramount. People don't want data to be leaked. So we want to ensure that all data is pretty safe even if they are interacting with multiple models of their choice. So these are the things that we wanted to focus upon, despite including AI within our tools.
So there is this trending concept called PLG. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, definitely product-led growth.
Correct. So what do you think about this strategy?
Okay, people have been speaking about this as a new strategy probably in the last few years. But in my opinion, this has always been the case. Your product should speak for itself. It should solve a real problem. When that does it, it automatically sells itself. Maybe, marketing or sales will assist in, improving that sales figures, at a faster pace maybe. But it has always been the product at the forefront. The other strategies such as maybe, sales-led growth or marketing-led growth or customer support-led growth, these things won't work unless you have a solid product in hand. So So the strategy by itself has been there, but the fact that people are speaking about it as a new strategy has started in the last few years.
Can you give some examples of few product-led?
Now see any product which came up and has been selling like hotcakes across the last decade, maybe your tools like WhatsApp which people use a lot. It's all the problem. Previously it was just plain old SMS with restrictions on the size of the data which can be sent. You can't sell files easily. This is what WhatsApp solved. They had a proper problem to sort, right? When they do that, even if there isn't a huge amount of marketing spend or anything, people still use it.
True.
That's the point.
So we are seeing a global shift when it comes to ESG, environmental, social and governance. And for example, Apple's commitment to carbon neutral and even Zoho's commitment to ethical AI. So it is safe to say that these considerations are becoming more common. So what do you think as product managers, can weave into these ethical considerations when they are using long-term roadmaps or strategies?
Okay. To begin with the sustainability side of things, it all starts with the company stance is what I think. Zoho has also mentioned that they hope to be, net zero with respect to their emissions by 2050. But how we as product people in general can ensure that we are causing lesser and lesser impact on the environment is by ensuring that we code efficiently. We keep these things in our mind when we design our idea. Even on the privacy front, we follow something called privacy by design. So when we do designs, when we ideate a feature, build workflows, we ensure that the data isn't leaking anywhere. We do privacy checks by itself. We also have a process called DPIA where we submit our workflows to the privacy team. They check if there are any privacy flaws in the design, and they give us the perspective of a customer on the privacy angle. So by incorporating these kind of processes into our original workflows, we aim to ensure that the long-term strategy or roadmap or features are all privacy safe.
With a lot of things changing in our industry, what do you think is the key skill that needs to be there for a product manager for the next 5 years or so, or to sustain or to build to the next level for the next few years?
Okay. There are two key skills that I'd always say a product manager should have, not just for the next 5 years or anything, but always. It is the ability to remain adaptable, to ensure that your product adapts to the ever-changing customer needs, the first thing. The second thing is to always empathize, because when you empathize, you understand what the customer wants, you understand what your stakeholder wants, what your developer wants, what your designer wants. Ensuring that you empathize, think on their perspective, and also ensuring that you're adaptable to the ever-changing business world will always ensure that you're a successful product manager.
Great. Okay. So what will you say for aspiring product managers?
Okay. To the aspiring product managements, I'd always, ask them to be curious, question each and everything, ensure that you pick the right problem to be solved. Often I see people picking up, doing random stuff. Maybe they'll take up a food delivery app and do a breakdown of stuff. Okay, that is there. Everyone does it, but what different value can you bring to the table? When you showcase your ability to pick up proper problems, I'll see that as a great start.
Okay, nice. Let's say that you are writing a book called Secret to Product Management, and what will be the first chapter of that book will be?
The first chapter or even the first page will have a single line. When I write this book, it would say product management is not at all as easy as you think. The reason I say that is because there is a lot of responsibility. When business goals aren't met, you have to do a lot of research. You have to learn the basics and even the advanced stuff of each and every role. So people on the outside, when they say it, they might think that product managers are they're just happy-go-lucky people, but there is a lot of things, and it will cause tremendous impact on your mental health.
Okay, maybe you should start writing a book now.
Of course. Where's the pen and paper?
With this, we are now into the rapid fire fun section.
Okay.
And so this will lighten things up. So the first game is that name that feature. So you have 10 seconds to name the top 3 features that customers rave about of Zoho Cliq.
The first thing is remote work. People always love it. They use it efficiently. The second thing is we are hearing, good reviews about the privacy features that we launched, data loss prevention policies, e-discovery, and data retention. The third thing that I was surprised about is the custom keyboard shortcuts that we have launched. People are, setting up a good number of shortcuts to open chats at a single execution of the shortcut.
Okay, nice. Right. Okay. Next is this or that. So this will be like a very quick round.
Okay.
The first is angry client or angry coworker.
Okay. I'll take the angry coworker because I'll have enough time to console them. Definitely not an angry client because once they leave, they're gone forever.
Okay. Asana or Jira.
So projects.
Okay. Prioritizing high impact features or addressing technical debt.
Okay, this is where the issue arises between product managers and developers. They always want to address the technical debt, and we always want to focus on the high impact process. Again, neutral stance could be taken maybe.
Okay.
If the technical debt is going to cause major issues, then definitely the technical debt. But if it is manageable, then the high impact feature.
So priority wise.
Yeah, definitely based on priority.
Okay. Early stage brainstorming or final stage refinement?
Definitely early stage brainstorming, because when you do that efficiently, it solves a lot of the final refinements that are needed.
Big feature launch or incremental releases?
Incremental releases, because they give you the flexibility to change course if needed.
Okay, nice. Product-led growth or sales-led growth approach?
Definitely product-led growth.
We just spoke about this.
Yes, definitely. I'm an advocate, so yeah.
Okay. Sprint planning or long-term roadmap planning?
Sprint planning along with long-term roadmap planning. Yeah, ensuring that the sprints are, aligned towards your long-term goals. That would be better.
So both?
Yeah.
Kanban boards or Gantt charts?
Kanban boards, because with Gantt charts you have time involved. We want to ensure that the plan is there without much restrictions on the time front to our stakeholders.
So thank you so much, Vicky. With this, we are end to our episode of Conversational Gems. It was fun having you here.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure indeed.
And thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Conversational Gems. Until then, keep exploring and keep innovating.